Hello everybody, welcome to the Garlitz Hyperformance Garage channel. I know what you're thinking. Yes, it's cold again, but it's expected. I'm not going to sit here and bitch about it because that's just how it is around here. We'll have a bunch of 70-degree days, and then because it's the beginning of May, and everybody's saying it's so unseasonal, and no, it is. It's seasonal for around here. People tend to forget. It was like this last year, too. They just don't remember. Of course, I have a lot of free time on my hands anymore, so I have time to pay attention to that shit. Because that's what happens when, you sit around with nothing to do. And, plus when you don't have any fucking money, what can you do? You can't do anything. So, I do a little video. I butchered up a muffler and made a concoction. I'm going to call it my Frankenstein muffler. I just modified it. It was already a muffler. Courtesy of Uncle Big Block, he gave me 2 used mufflers up there that came off of the red Camaro with the cross ram carburetors. It's a 69 Z28, and it's got the vinyl top on it, the rare vinyl top. I have a video on here of Uncle Big Block's exhaust job. We do a cold start on the car. The owner actually came and did a cold start. It's a pretty cool guy. He's a good fella. That car is like fucking amazing. But anyway, this is one of the mufflers that was on that car. He had them on there for a long time, and they had to have been on that car for, Jesus Christ, I mean, it had to have been a hell of a long time, because I had to patch some holes in this muffler too, which it's not a big deal. It's fine. But before I get to showing you that monstrosity, I'm looking at it right now, and it's pretty rough looking. It looks like hell. But unfortunately, I do have some bad fucking news. I thought everything was going really good last week. But I'm kind of like Al Bundy. When I get some good news come my way, bad news shows up in the worst fucking way and fucks me out of whatever I'm doing. Because when I have just a teeny tiny little bit of good luck, bad luck shows its ugly fucking head and runs one up my ass. So, I had an interview at the ballistics plant down here in West Virginia, which is just right next to Cumberland. It only took me about 25 minutes to get there from here. It's a very good job. It's putting together rockets, missiles, any kind of ammunition for our armed forces. And I thought, man, that would be an awesome job to have, to make bombs and shit, for our, guys in the armed forces to use against our enemies. And, or just shit to stockpile and leave sit around until we need to use it. But anyhow, I had an interview there, and I had a few people pulling for me. I had a lot of amazing people pulling for me, and I'm not going to slur them in any way. I mean, they did what they could do, and there was just some other people that just had a little bit more pull to get other folks on than what they could do for me. I mean, I was looking forward to an opportunity like this because I have no retirement. I had to use my retirement when the assholes at Heritage laid me off, and everybody else. And they had to turn around and switch everything around and fuck everybody out of their stuff. So that really fucked me on my retirement, because I had a retirement build up. I was getting close to $6,000, which isn't a lot, but it's something. And plus, I was waiting for him to get another raise so I could, start putting some money away. But that all blew up in my fucking face because it was too good. I was there for almost 5 fucking years. It was just too fucking good. And it had to, that was that string of good luck. Running a little too far. And then it had to come along and bite me in the ass and fuck me over. So that happened. And then I had to use all my retirement money to stay afloat here at the house. I had to use it to pay my electric bills, overdraft fees in my fucking bank account. Shit like that. It all went to bills. And of course, the woman I live with here, I'm going to more or less say my roommate I have kids with, that I live with here, just was constantly on my ass because, women like nothing but money other than themselves. That's the number 2 thing they love the most is money. And if you don't have any, they don't want nothing to do with your ass. That is a fucking fact. And nobody's going to prove me wrong on that. Nobody's going to tell me it's wrong, that I'm wrong. Nobody's going to tell me because that's the fucking truth. Unless your wife is early Gen X, not late Gen X like me. I'm a later Gen X. I'm like on the borderline of being a fucking millennial. But I think it's 1980. I was born in 78. 1980 stopped the Gen X thing. But before us, there was the boomers. Those women knew how to take care of their men, of course, and they weren't expecting gobs of, cash, but their men took on their debt. And, they had debt together then, which was fine because that's what happens when you marry somebody. You take on their debt. Or when you're, serious with somebody, especially if you have kids with them, you don't even have to be married. If you have kids with them, you inherit their debt. So, and a lot of women have terrible credit and they drag yours through the fucking mud and yours comes down with it. It crashes and burns like the fucking World Trade Centers. So, anyway, I get off on a rant on something else that disgusts me and pisses me off every day. So, I had the interview down there. 5 people were in this room with me. I sat there in a chair I could hardly fucking fit in because, they don't make chairs for big people like me. They just don't make them. I'm so fucking wide, I couldn't hardly fit in the fucking chair. I had to sit sideways in it, which made me real fucking comfortable. Because, I got a 60-inch fucking chest on me. And, I'm not a small person. Anyhow. I'm sitting there uncomfortable in this, and they asked me some pretty good questions, the managers in there. There was one that was part of the part of it that makes the circuit boards for the guidance systems for these missiles. One department made the casings and painted them for the missiles. Another one made other like motors and stuff to put in these missiles. And another place they dealt with the raw materials, or they finished. It was the guy's department that checked over the finished product, checked it for quality. All those places have that kind of stuff. And then the other guy, the guy that was the head of the table across from me, he was, just the guy conducting the interview. So anyway, I thought it went pretty damn good. And I actually dressed up. I don't have a lot of dressy clothes because I'm not a dressy person. And in order for me to have real nice dressy clothes, I have to go to a tailor because I'm fucking big. So I don't have the money to go to a tailor to have clothes, specially made for me, like a 3-piece fucking suit. I don't have that. I have the one I wore when I got my senior pictures done for high school, but I've grown a lot since then, and it just doesn't fit. It won't even fit around my shoulders anymore. The suit jacket won't. And they're sitting there listening, answering our questions, and And they asked me what I thought made me qualified to come down there and build such stuff. And I said, well, other than my mining experience, I said, all that shit. I said, I wrench on old cars here at my house. I wrench on my daily drivers, which are, my cars are 20. None of them's younger than 20. And they're like, no, okay. Well, what exactly do you do? I said, well, I can build engines. I can do braking systems. I can do, I'm not real good with transmissions. That's Uncle Big Block's department. I've watched him, I actually helped him build the Turbo 400 that's in the Chevelle. I helped him with it. But he's the brains behind that. And I told him I, do exhaust systems and fuel systems. I said, I can do just about everything. I said, I even painted my own stuff. Did my own body work. Did my own metal work. Oh, so you're a hands-on guy. I said, yes, I am. I said, I am good with my hands. I said, I'm not a pro by any means. I said, I'm not down here telling you I'm a fucking professional at anything. Of course, I didn't say fuck. I was on good behavior. I didn't cuss or nothing in the interview. I kept that shit at bay. And then at the end of the interview, they asked me what my main reason for coming there was. And I said, for retirement. I said, if I can get 25 good years in at a place like this, I said, I'll be set. I said, then I can retire. I said, and I don't have to work until, I either die on the job or, just don't wake up one day. And, when you tell people that, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They just don't fucking care. So it's, oh, hey, okay, whatever. I don't know if they didn't like that fucking answer or what. Now this, mind you, this is a starting level position that I applied for. It's a starting level position. So there's available training because I don't know how to build a fucking missile. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to put a guidance system inside of a missile. I don't know how to, burn up a circuit board the right fucking way. I mean, I've put them together before, the circuit board shit. I've done soldering and all that stuff and wire work. I can do that to suit myself. I fixed all the wiring in the Patriot machine here because it had some bad stuff. Stuff was getting hot and burning up, and I fixed it all. I put my own tail light system in the back and all that other shit. But that doesn't mean jack shit to anybody. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. They hear you talking about something like that. They just, oh yeah, whatever. But anyway, so I leave the interview. They all shook my hand. And I thought this. Now, mind you, this is the 4th time I've been interviewed down at this place. The same fucking place. I had an interview one time when I was real young. I was like 22. I was down there, I had an interview. And they asked me what I thought that they did down there. Because I remember that question from all those years ago. And I said, I'm not real sure exactly. I was like, I'm thinking ammunition. I said, but, and I jokingly said, and I heard that, if I know too much and I tell somebody, I said, you're all going to have to come kill me. Or I'll end up getting assassinated, I said, for saying too much. And it was a joke, and they didn't take it serious, though. No. You didn't dare joke around with corporate government assholes that have a sticker up their fucking ass because they're just a bunch of dicks. Plus, they're probably all fucking Democrats anyhow at the time. So I think we had a Democrat in office, or no, we had George W. Bush in office at that time. Yeah, just same fucking thing. He's a fucking Democrat in disguise. I said he was Republican, but anyway, enough about that. But I shook their hands, left the place. Thought, man, I had it good. And the fellow that was trying to help me, I'd sent him a message, and I said that everything went good in there. And he said that he saw me. He said he was doing some stuff outside there and saw me get back into my car and leave. Of course, when you go to the guard shack down there, they got to search your car. You got to empty your pockets and, show that you don't have any, weapons or guns or drugs on you, or, I don't know why you'd be in there getting fucking hammered before an interview. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not thinking correctly. I don't fucking know. But anyhow, I left there. This fella I know, I'm not going to say his name. He said he was good friends with the union president because it's a big union job down there. And he thought for sure that I had it. He was telling me, he goes, I think you have this. He goes, but... And I said, let's see what happens first. Because I don't get my heart set on anything. But seeing how this has been the 4th fucking time, out of 8 times I've applied there, this is the 4th time I've had an interview. And, the 8th time I've been shut down. And, they sent me the rejection email, which, any good job I do apply at around here, I get a rejection email like next day. We're not going to go with your application for now. We're going to go ahead and go with somebody else. And as well as I do, if you're from around here, from Western Maryland, if you want a good job, your whole fucking family's got to work there. Because if you don't have like parents or tight, close relatives working at a place like that, you're not going to get on. That's just how it is. And everybody can hate me for fucking saying that. I don't give a fuck. You can call me a douchebag and a cocksucker and an asshole for it. I really don't care. You can fucking unsubscribe to my fucking channel. I don't really give a shit. At this point, I'm at the age where I just don't give a fuck about nothing no more. Because everything is negative. No matter how much you want it to be positive, it's never going to be. Because reality, especially in Western fucking Maryland, there ain't shit around this motherfucker but doom and gloom and fucking despair. And that's what you got. I can't afford to move the fuck away. I'm living in poverty around here. I can't afford nothing. I can barely afford to keep my fucking automobiles on the road these days because everything's fucking so goddamn expensive around here, you can't hardly live. I bought enough groceries last night. It goes to show you how fucking expensive it is to live around here. I bought just barely enough groceries. I bought a bunch of meat last night. Well, not a bunch of meat. I bought a thing of chicken breasts that had, I think, like 8 of them in it. I bought that. I bought 3 packs of Johnsonville smoked sausages. I bought a great big, well, not a great big, but a pack of, I think it was like 30 hot dogs or something like that. I got some already pre-pattied frozen hamburgers. There was like 12 in a pack. I got 2 bags of broccoli because I really like roasted broccoli. I like to roast broccoli. It's good. I got some green beans. I got some eggs. I got some bacon. Just a small pack of bacon. There's like 12 pieces of bacon in this pack, and they're all thick cut. And that fucking bacon was like $10 for those fucking 12 fucking pieces of goddamn bacon. I forget how, I think the burgers was like $14 for them because they're ready to go. All they do is peel the butcher paper off of them and throw them in a skillet and fry the fucking things. They're froze. What else I got? I got a bag of dog food. I got some milk. I got some sugar-free Hershey's candy. And I think that was it. I bought enough to have dinner Sunday through Thursday. Because I usually eat out on Friday and Saturday night, which I can't afford to do that no more. And plus, it's all garbage anyway. You go out here to McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, doesn't matter. It's all garbage. It's all fucking garbage. Got an eyelash in my eye here. It's all trash because everything's fried in fucking canola oil. Any kind of seed oil you can imagine, that your shit's fried in it now because they want to kill you. And when I eat that stuff, my joints swell like no other. I can hardly walk. The next day, my ankles look like fucking trunks off of fucking elephants. My knees ache like a motherfucker until all that shit works its way out of my system. I guess I just piss it out or whatever. And plus, you know, it's got to put fat on your ass. So that's the main reason I'm a fat ass, is because of canola oil and high fructose corn syrup. Because, you know, the Food and Drug Administration wants to kill you because they're under the order of the World Economic Forum and Bill Gates and George Soros and all those wonderful motherfuckers. You know, because they all think you're living too long. Plus, you know, Pfizer's in on it. Anyhow, yeah, the rejection email, it just told me that they're moving forward to somebody else. And it's because they know these motherfuckers that they hired. They did this the last interview I was in. The last time I was down there before this time, there was two little fucking cocksuckers right out of fucking high school that come in down there. I knew they were getting the job before I even set foot for that interview. Or the test or anything. Because they used to have a test. This time I didn't have to take the test. But they were shaking their hands. This young guy who's like 18 years old, 17, 18. Hey, I just talked to your mom and dad out on the floor. They was wondering if you made it to the interview or not. The girl, the same thing. Oh, you used to work in the cafeteria here. Well, be glad your mom and dad work here too. And your brother and your sister and your fucking grandma. All right. I looked at the other guy that was standing there with me, and I said, is anybody shaking your hand around here? He says, no. I said, mine either. I said, I have some friends that work here. I said, but that's about it. So I don't have any blood relatives that work here. I said, guess what, buddy? I said, we might as well go to the car and just leave. And he's like, well, why? I said, those two assholes that were getting their hands shaken by all these other motherfuckers in here that work here, they got the jobs. They were hiring two fucking people back then. They got the fucking jobs. And I shit you not, I told them, I said, they're going to be sitting here in this lobby. I said, when we're done. I said, they're going to move on to the next part. Sure enough, when I came out of that fucking room, there those two little cocksuckers sat right there. And I wished I knowed their names, because I'd like to say, fuck you, you little motherfucking cocksuckers. Go fuck yourselves. I hope you all eat shit. I hope you all go to fucking hell, you little motherfuckers. That's such unfair bullshit. I've never done that to anybody. Anywhere I've ever worked, I've never done that to a fucking soul. If I had to say so with somebody being hired, I'm like, bring them the fuck in here. Give them a goddamn job. Everybody needs to work and fucking make a living. Well, sorry, I guess I'm just too honest and too much of a fucking nice person, I guess. That's why women don't run around me or come after me, because I'm an honest, good guy. That's why. Everybody wants the bad boy. Everybody wants the fucking douchebag, cocksucking asshole. And that's what they all run after. So, there you go. If you want to know the secret to dating, don't. Don't fucking bother. Yeah, I was asked if, the other day, if I hate women. I said, I don't hate them. I fucking love women. I love it. Their touch, you know, is amazing. And, I mean, they're great to cuddle with and great to have fun with and good to be intimate with. But as soon as you show those bitches weakness, buddy, they're gone. They're out the fucking door. If you're not grabbing her, yanking her fucking hair, punching her in the face, and fucking her at the same time, She don't want nothing to fucking do with your ass. So anyhow, those two little motherfuckers got their fucking jobs down there. They'll never have to worry about a fucking thing ever again, because that place will be down there long after we're dead. That place will still be down there making weapons for the fucking government. Or for the armed forces. Which, don't get me wrong, we need a place like that. But for them to discriminate against you like that, but because I'm a white guy, oh, you can't be discriminated against. You're a fucking racist because you're white. But by God, any other fucking minority comes in, any other skin color's welcome. They do that because they get a tax write-off. That's why foreign people that just crawl across the border get fucking jobs over everybody else. That is if they want them. Even if you're legal, if you're a legal, person, you earned your citizenship. Like say somebody from, I don't know, Central America comes up here, goes through all their stuff, gets their fucking green card, gets their work release papers. They're on their way to being a citizen. And me and him have an interview at the same fucking job. And I have 25 years of experience doing this kind of work at this job we applied for and we're getting interviewed for. This guy beside me has never done that work ever before in his fucking life, doesn't even know what a fucking wrench is. They'll hire that son of a bitch over me. They'll tell me either I'm overqualified or I'm underqualified. You're just not what we're looking for right now. Jose Rodriguez over here, we're going to go ahead and go with him because, he knows more than you do. Even though he fucking doesn't, and the only thing he's ever known how to do is, cut fucking bananas or fucking whatever those plants are they make vodka with, or fucking picking coffee beans off a goddamn plant. That's what the motherfucker knows how to do. That's what he's only ever fucking did, or scratched his ass and sniffed his fingers a bunch. And, that's how things are. Welcome to Western Maryland. That's how things are. If there's a shit job that nobody wants to fucking work, like retail, fucking Kohl's down here, or Tractor Supply, or one of the fucking auto parts stores that's, got a bunch of snot-nosed fucking kids working in it, or the job that I just fucking fell into up here at Amazon that you can't get any fucking hours for because you got to fight for them. You got to bid for everything like you're a fucking contractor. Bullshit. It's all a big crock of fucking shit. That job up there, excellent starting wage, but you can't get any hours. All I could land was 2-hour positions for each day. 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day at $19 an hour. What the fuck is that going to buy your ass? It ain't going to buy you a goddamn thing. And now it ain't going to buy you any gasoline to get there. Because it's, I don't know, $4.35 here now. I seen it $4.49 up around the lake, up here Deep Creek Lake. Because, rich cocksuckers got all their fucking summer houses up there. And fuck all them too. They can go eat a fucking fat sack of dicks. But, yeah, and then, and because of that lake, yeah, I know I'm getting off subject. Because of that lake, everybody in the rest of the state thinks that we're all living in a lap of luxury up here, that we're living high off the hog. We're not. We're all living in poverty. Not all of us. Just the ones like me that don't have a fucking future doing any fucking thing. So if people want to know why I'm so negative, that's because that's the way it is. There's nothing positive today. I don't know, maybe positiveness and happiness comes in small doses. And you pay for that shit later because you indulged in it and enjoyed it. Because if you enjoy it too much, somebody's going to come along and kick you in the fucking nuts with a steel-toed boot. That's just how it is. And those small things are like, I don't know, a chocolate chip cookie, a cigarette, a shot of whiskey. or an orgasm. Because, after you drink a bunch of whiskey, you go fucking jerk off to a porno and then eat a chocolate chip cookie and fall the fuck asleep, then, or maybe smoke a cigarette after you're done fucking, well, your hand. Then, then your happiness and your positivity's over with then. That's it then. You're done. So, but my message for any of you young fellas out there, don't go running after any women. Because these young 20-somethings to 40 couple, they're all cunts. They're all fucking no good, filthy fucking bitches. All they want is your fucking money, and all they want to do, and then after they get with you, then they want to have girls' night all the time. Because then they want to go hang around with their single friends. So that way, then, they're hanging with their single friends and, doing all kinds of shit, that they shouldn't be fucking doing. Because, 3/4 of the population of these young women from 18 years old to 45 are all single moms. And they're out here sucking a strange dick every other night. They can't have one. They got to have several. And it's got to be a bad boy. It's got to be a bad boy. It'll be a guy that's, punching her in the fucking ribs. Fuck you, fucking bitch, fuck you. And choking them, punching them inside the fucking head, yanking their fucking hair back. That's what they all want. That's what they want. And I don't have it. I'm done with it. So anyway, I'm off my fucking rant. I'm fucking batshit crazy anymore because this is what the world's done to every fucking thing. So there's no hope. I've lost all hope for humanity and the future of the fucking world. The future of the world is going to be shit. Unfortunately, my children are going to have to live through it because I'm not going to live forever. I'm going to die before it gets really, really bad. But it's headed that way because the rich elites in their fucking meeting at the World Economic Forum all the time, they're the ones calling the shots. They're the ones going to ruin the whole planet by enslaving everybody because you're supposed to be happy with nothing. They're going to take your cars away. They're going to take your house away. They're going to take your fucking land from you. They're going to make you eat bugs. They're going to fuck you anytime they can. They're going to test vaccines on you. They're going to keep you under heavy surveillance. You're not going to be able to leave the city they're going to throw you in. It's going to be just like China here. You're going to have a social score instead of currency. You're going to have a social score, and you're not going to have any freedom of anything. All they're going to require you to do is go out there and make stuff for the rich man and sit in your fucking little boxy apartment like everybody else has with dark gray and fucking shit brown fucking colors. Everything's going to look like fucking concrete because communism is like that. They don't want you to have any hope because bright colors and all that other stuff. That's why you see vehicles running around here that are all gray, white, dark reds, really dark blues. Nothing flashy. All the cars and trucks look the same. They're all garbage. They're all fucking complete fucking junk. They keep you in debt buying them all the time because they're garbage. And now they're going to have systems in them now to where you can't work on them. It'll void the warranty if you do. They're going to keep you under heavy surveillance with them. And plus, if you have an emergency and you look like you're excited, they're going to have cameras in there watching you. And then people somewhere at some fucking place, probably in India, are going to say, oh, look at this guy. He looks like he's pissed off. Oh, he's a hazard. We're not going to let his car start. That's what's going to happen. They're going to keep you from moving. So what will end up happening is you'll be a victim of public transport. The public transit system will pick you up. And a little bit of your social score will leave every time you use it to go get your smashed up cricket patties to fry up at your house so you can eat. And everything's going to be electric. There ain't going to be no gas There ain't gonna be no propane. There's gonna be no diesel fuel. Kiss all that shit goodbye. No coal. They won't be doing that. Unless the rich elites want it. Then you'll be mining it. You'll be getting it for them, but nobody else. It'll be a rich man's luxury, which, it's fast approaching that right now. So, sorry for throwing the absolute fucking truth at everybody. Sorry. But, that's where we're headed, and that's the way everything's going to be. And now, because I didn't get that job down there, I'm going to have to work until I die on the job or until I just don't wake up one day. That's the reality I'm facing now. So, feel free to tell me I'm wrong. I mean, you will, but I won't give a shit because I already got my fucking mindset going here. Because nothing positive is going to happen in my future. All that I have left is loneliness and darkness, and that's what's going to end up consuming me one day. So anyway, I'm going to have fun, or try to, as I start making money, because I'm running the street sweeper again, and we're supposed to be on a mowing contract for Allegheny County, and those jobs are going to pay fairly decent, but there's no insurance. There's no retirement. I'll get laid off every winter, so I won't have no vacation. So that's what you'll have to do. And if you, don't work a day, you don't get paid for it at all, You'll just have to eat that. And I've had to do it twice. I wasted my time not working, going to an interview that, pretty much told me to go fuck myself. And, the other one wasn't a wasted time. That was to go see my son graduate from the academy. I hope he does extremely well. And I hope my daughter lands something good when she gets older. I don't want any of them following in my footsteps, because following in my footsteps, you're guaranteed to fail. So anyhow, I'll show you this fucked up muffler I got here that I have really... I've really butchered the fuck up here. Show it to you. There it is. Look at that. Look at that craftsmanship. It finally cooled down so I can touch it. I put dual outlets on it. And I used the pieces I cut out here to fill in the middle here. And as you can see, I used them up top here. Because you had one pipe coming through the middle. And I took that out and put these two pipes on the ends. So, and she's kind of rough. I got some rust right here. I actually knocked a hole in it here. That's why this is here, because it's covering up a hole. Plus, I cut the muffler down. It was this long before. I cut it down. I took a chamber out of it. Because I like noise. I like noisy shit. So here's the inlet hole. It's just like a Flowmaster. I mean, it's very, very similar. I heard that Camaro before. Pulling out of a car show. And it sounded pretty good with these mufflers on it. But it just wasn't loud enough. Let's turn it around here so you can see the other side. There's all my patch parts. Here we go. Here's this end here. I'm going to paint it with some engine enamel, I guess. I don't know. It'll just burn off. But yeah, I beat and clubbed this thing around, and of course there's a couple of spots I missed. Maybe, well, that's not a hole. It's just kind of deep there where I welded it. But I did some fairly decent beads for an amateur. That's not too bad. So, but I'm no professional at this. And the only way you can really do anything is just to go do it. Take a stab at it. Just do it. Of course, you can see clear through it now on the one part, because there was another chamber right up here that run right in here, and I cut it on the ends and bent it over, so hopefully it doesn't rattle. I hope it doesn't. I hope it didn't cut my fucking paint there. Anyway, that's what I got. That's the bullshit that I got right there. I mean, I'm going to call it my Frankenstein muffler because it looks like it's been really patched to hell and back. And it's gonna sound good. Nice and hollow sound. We're going to put this baby on the Mercury and we're going to do a NASCAR style exhaust. Because I'm going to cut the cats open on the passenger side. I got 2 catalytic converters that I haven't touched. I'm going to cut them open and I'm going to take out all the platinum. And when I'm going to weld them back shut. And then we're going to run down this pipe. We're going to take the stock muffler off. And then we're going to put this muffler in its place. We're going to take the tailpipe that goes over the rear end. And out the back, we're taking that off. And then we're going to do 245-degree bends on here. Bring them out to the side. We're going to bring them out to the sides. Right under the back door. Right there is where they're going to come out. Because I'm going to have to leave that big spot of the frame open. Because it's going to be on a lift anyway. I'm going to have to work around the lift arms. So the next time I put on a lift, it won't be difficult to put on a lift. I won't have to worry about this 2 tailpipes getting smashed. But there it is. It's a fucking mess. It looks like total fucking shit. But you ain't going to see it anyhow. Oh, you're just going to hear it. So there it is. Oh, my. Zoom back a little bit. This is, of course, these 2 vehicles are something that I just love in my life, That's one thing that's keeping me going, and my children. My children are number one. They keep me going each day because I want to see them not only survive, I want to see them thrive. And hopefully they do. Because I love them to death. And, obviously, I don't have anything else. I mean, I got my parents still. They're still alive. I'm grateful for that. They're still alive for me to get some advice from. And, they'll be here for a while. And I had to kind of hurry up and rush that muffler because my dad, he wanted to work on his engine. He's building an engine. I got metal in my pockets. Plus, caught myself on fire today. I kept smelling this fucking smell, and I was like, what the fuck is that smell? I thought, I know that smell. It was fabric burning, and it was me. It was me burning. So anyhow, my zipper and stuff is well, the line around my zipper is all fucked up. So anyhow, yeah. Don't let anybody give you any falsehoods of shit today. Because definitely what the newspaper used to say about their classified section was if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Don't be scammed. Of course, scamming is legal today. Fucking people over big time, fucking them out of their whatever you can is completely legal. And I tell you, just the way I was brought up, I'm just too honest of a person to do something like that to someone. I can't bring myself to do it. I can't bring myself to fuck innocent people over. It's just not in my nature. So. And also, my good friend up here that I went shooting with, there on the one video, he had accidentally taken too much of some kind of medication that he's on for his kidney disease, and he's in the hospital. He was in the hospital all week. He said he was hurting real bad, like somebody kicked the hell out of him, and it hurt to move, it hurt to do anything. So his parents took him down to the emergency room so they could see what the hell's wrong with him, and he just took a little too much. He took too many of whatever medication that is that he's on. And he said it just, whipped his ass. And I talked to him yesterday, and he's the day before yesterday, he's in better spirits because I had to, tell him the bad news about me not getting on at the fucking Rocket Center down here. And he was like, man, he says, I hate to hear that. And I hated to complain to him because he's way worse off than me. I mean, it's one thing to not have a job and not have anything, but then it's another thing to not have a job, have nothing, and then have kidney disease and be considered a, handicapped person now, or considered disabled, and then the state is fucking him on disability, and then they wonder why. They fucking wonder why we hate government. They wonder why. Why? And they wonder why people go out and buy guns and shoot each other. This is why. This is the reason. This is the fucking reason. I'm not loony enough to go do that because I want to see my kids. I don't need to go to jail over something dumb. So I'm not going to do something like that. But when you're a person with absolutely nothing, I do have a little bit of something here, and that mainly my children. And, the next thing is these old fucking cars keep me living. I mean, those are the only things I have really to live for because everything else fucking sucks. All your food is trash today. There's nothing to enjoy. You can't hardly afford to buy any meat today. And you got to really watch your fucking labels because for some reason Bill Gates get in and now his lab meat is all over the grocery stores now. His lab grown fucking meat. They're forcing that shit on you. And then wonder why everybody wants to see Bill Gates fed to the sharks. I'd go buy me a fucking thing of real expensive buttered popcorn and watch that shit on TV. That would be fucking, oh man, that would be excellent. I would love that. So I used to talk about him, slur him there when I worked on the mine. And a couple guys said, man, you're terrible. You could be one of them guys that tortures people. I said, yeah, I could work for the CIA and that be my specialty. I wouldn't have a problem ripping terrorist fingernails out and stuff for them to give me information. Yeah, I could do that, I think. But anyhow, I guess I shouldn't talk like that because YouTube might, toss me out to the fucking dogs. They can go fuck themselves too. I don't care. They're a bunch of commies. Anyhow, any social media thing's communist because all they do is try to, take your free speech away. That's their mission today, is to take freedom of speech away. That is more of a threat to them than being broke. Anybody that has the freedom of speech, the freedom to say whatever they want, that is a major threat to the Communist Democrat Party. That is a major threat to them. Then, it's funny because they sit around and say the opposite, how Trump's a fascist. If he was a fascist, we wouldn't be able to say a fucking thing. Even you asshole Democrat commies wouldn't be able to say nothing if he was a fascist. You wouldn't be out there protesting, flying the flags of other fucking countries like you retards do. God damn. I never thought I would live long enough to see some crazy ass bullshit like that fucking happen. But when, you got a communist party that, changes the curriculum in schools to teach them false ideologies, how the United States is a bad place and we're all racist and how, there's more than two genders. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's only fucking two. It's a man and a woman. Even though women can't back up in a straight line in an automobile. There's only 2 genders. There's only 2. There's not 25. Because, penises come in different sizes, and so do vaginas. And whatever's attached to either of those can be a fucking cocksucking asshole, or it can be a nice person. So, it is what it is. And they sit around and, there's no God, there's no Jesus. I don't know that. I can't sit around and tell people that. And try to, bitch at people for having a religion. That's your fucking right. It's just like your right to say what you want. Your right to have guns. Your right to defend yourself. People forget that shit. And I have a right to not say anything if I don't want. Or I have the right to tell you to go fuck yourself. Because I don't care. And I have the right to shoot you if you break into my house one night and try to steal shit. Well, they'll see that I have nothing, and they'll probably give me some money if they break in. So if you're going to do that, just come on over. Come on. I told people, I said, things are so fucking rough anymore. I said, I was thinking about starting to drink again. I used to drink a lot, and I can't afford to. I can't afford to drink. So that takes that the fuck away from you. It would even take you a lot of money to make your own fucking booze. Because you got to buy sugar and stuff like that and make a fucking still. And I ain't got the fucking money to do that shit. Christ, copper alone, Jesus Christ, that's fucking tear you up. You have to buy a bunch of copper and then stop and, save some more money up to buy the fucking sugar to fucking even start it. After you got started, then you could probably make some money, but I don't know. I love that show, Moonshiners. That's fucking hilarious, Oh my God, it's the ABC. They're coming to get us. Cover up the still. They don't see that great big camera crew running around. That fucking show's bullshit. Hell, fucking bullshit. They don't fucking ABC don't run around making sure you're not fucking making booze. It's not illegal to make the booze. It's just illegal to sell it on your own. You have to have a business. You have to have a legitimate business to sell booze. You have to have a liquor license for one. And you got to pay your fucking taxes. You can do that. You can make moonshine if you want to. You can make it and just give it away. That's not against the law to make it. It's against the law to sell it, not pay taxes on it. Because, those assholes down here in D.C., they want their fucking taxes. They want to rape you to death on taxes. This is the reason George Washington and all those other people, fucking our forefathers, broke away from England. Because the fucking taxes were too high. They were taxing everybody to death. Lo and behold, history is repeating itself. Now we're living in our fucking country our forefathers started for us, and now we're being fucking taxed into fucking poverty like no other. And for some reason, nobody wants to do anything about that. And that bullshit, I love President Trump and everything, but that bullshit of no taxes on overtime, that's horseshit. They still tax you on overtime. Where do they get that? You got to only work so much overtime to not be taxed. Or you work too much of it, you're taxed. You work too little of it, you're taxed. Fuck you. Fuck your bullshit. Fucking no tax on overtime. That's horseshit. That is such a fucking lie. Why you lie like that? God, man, everything sucks. God, everything just fucking sucks so bad. Everything's just terrible. Everything's awful. Man, I wished it was the 1980s again. Boy, I would be happy. I'd be so fucking happy. We didn't realize how good we had it back then. And then you had to go goddamn fucking grow up and get responsibilities. Now everything fucking sucks shit. Because everybody down there in government's fucking everybody else. The poor old working man sure as fuck doesn't pay to be the poor old working man. Because we're the ones that are seriously getting fucked. No matter if it's jobs or paying taxes. Then we got to carry these welfare motherfuckers that are abusing the fucking welfare system. They're perfectly fucking able to fucking work a goddamn job themselves, and they don't fucking bother because we're paying for it. Jesus Christ, they take half your fucking paycheck in taxes now. For every fucking dollar you make, the government takes 50 fucking 3 cents of it. Hey, we need that to, for the communist Democrats to start fake businesses and take our tax money. And other ones, there goes. Here's my dad. Those fucking Somalis and shit with their wineries and their fucking daycares, their leering centers. Yeah. I don't look for that to stop. I don't look for that shit to ever end. They can sit around and say, I watch the Benny show all the time on there to see what he's got to say. And it's all bullshit. I mean, he can report on it all he wants to. They're never going to deport Ilhan Omar. Never. They're never going to kick her out of Congress. There's not going to be any fucking consequences for that fraud committing fucking lying motherfucking whore bitch. Sits around and slurs the country, says what a shithole America is, but yet the bitch won't leave. She stays here. Oh my God, Somalia is so great. If it's so fucking great, head back there, please. Please go. This is an old subject. Whoops. I don't want to rub up against my truck. Anyway, it's all bullshit. It's just a big bunch of shit to keep you watching the fucking news. And I can't believe things just have turned out the way they have. So, anyway, everybody, don't get your fucking hopes up about jack shit of fucking anything. Because there's no positivity, as there's only negativity. I'm sorry to report that, to tell everybody that. But there is no fucking there's nothing positive in this fucking world today. Everything is fucking terrible. So on that note, I'm just going to get the fuck off here. I'm going to quit bitching about stuff. I've been bitching for a fucking hour. You probably won't watch this shit anyhow. So who cares? Whatever. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to. If not, don't. It ain't going to hurt me none because I don't make no money off this motherfucker anyway. Because why would that happen? Yeah, YouTube has unbelievable standards in order for you to get paid for your content. You have unbelievable fucking standards. And one is you can't cuss, you can't say what you want. You only have to put stuff up that you think people might like. And it's like, oh, you got to make more shorts to get paid. You got to make more shorts. I made a bunch of fucking shorts and fuck. They only put them in the stream for a little bit and then they take them out and then they just kind of hang dormant, just like the rest of my videos. If you want to see any of that shit, you got to get on my channel and look for it. Go through the videos. Go through the fucking shorts. The Chevelle's good eye candy for short videos. So's a Patriot Machine here. A lot of people like these vehicles. Especially when they're flashy. The orange with white stripes. Very flashy. Like, people, it just draws them in. So, anyhow, everybody, have a good weekend. Whatever the fuck's left of it. And, maybe I'll see y'all on another one. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Probably nothing. Nothing good anyway. So, everybody, have a good one.